She first heard about Mr. and Mrs. Daniels at a community event months ago, and now she's here to share the story of how they're changing the lives of students at Lakeview High School right here in San Angelo.
Come here real quick. Today's not a good day.
Are y'all doing anything else throughout the week or something? I mean, next week?
Next week.
Okay, what day can I come in here?
Get with me on Monday in my computer class. I got a few too many certifications. It's dangerous to do that in education. Arts/technology teacher /finance teacher. My skills were probably more on the financial, the organization, the front of the house side was where I worked. But I ended up married to a chef.
I've been in the commercial side and I've been in the educational side of it as well. And my passion is teaching, so these guys showed so much passion for it. You know, it kind of drives you, kind of makes you want to devote more time to them. And I know that my wife, working with these kids, it's great.
Okay, we're gonna be doing our Friday prep for competition, so everybody's gonna be doing something a little bit different today. Delilah's gonna be up on her cake, Fernando's gonna be over here chopping, John and Logan, pat a shoe, piping, so focus on the temp of your dough. Make sure you're taking the temp because they're gonna be looking for that at competition. Giselle, pie dough, we're gonna get this down. My husband actually taught for 5 years and he started a program in Angleton and he grew it where he was doing the culinary classes and I was doing the intro to the culinary classes. The school I came from was twice as big and there was probably a whole lot more discipline problems. Richard and Anthony, we're gonna be doing our customer service. I've got your menus over there, so pick. We're gonna represent Houston today.
West Texas, San Angelo is a lot different than the place in Houston. You know, everybody here is extremely kind.
Before I walked in the first day, I was wondering, is this gonna be worse than when I came from? And I have never seen any of that. My first day, and I tell my students this, my first day I walked in and I was shocked because they would walk out and they would say, "Have a good day, Mrs. Daniels," and they were respectful and polite. These are good kids over here. Okay, everybody's got a hat, hairnet on. Questions? No rumors?
No.
Okay, all right, go to it.
I was raised in a household where we don't want to go spend money out to eat because we're horse people, so a lot of horse bills, horse feed, horse hay, so it's always been real country style cooking.
We barbecue at the house, we cook fajitas, we cook guiso, we cook a little bit of everything. So she's always been interested.
Last year I was in Miss Daniels' BIM class and she would talk about it and I was like, that would be so awesome. I love to cook. And she was just so excited about it and I was like, I want to let these students have something new that we've never had before.
We get the stigma that we don't really have much here. We're not the best because we're not the best at sports or anything like that. So we are taken for granted just because of our location and the funds and our scores and games and everything, which I think is kind of sad.
Kind of on the low income side of everything, not really maybe getting so many of the other programs that a lot of other schools do.
You know, they've heard it their whole lives, they've felt it. Being kind of the stepchild of San Angelo.
We're actually doing stuff from our heart that we love in the kitchen, and it's just amazing that two people brought this together.
Like, I get super excited because cooking is something that I've never really had a chance to do on my own until this happened. Like, I'm so grateful for that because I would never discover this if Miss Daniels and Chef didn't put up a fight.
We can't do everything the first year, but I hope that we have a full culinary program where as many kids that want to be in these classes are doing it.
There's a lot that want to do it, but they didn't want to make the trek from here to Central or to a training ground. So this is kind of proven the proof is in the pudding.
Get it mixed up, see if you like it. We have a group of them that they like to stay after there's been a lot of friendships where they've gotten closer, and I called my boss and I said, we're doing some things after school, and they want to stay and they want to keep cooking. So my food budget may get a little big this year.
She's brought a lot of me and my friends closer together. Definitely brought us closer with our football teams and stuff, because we were able to cater for them while their season was going on. So we basically cooked them a meal before every home game, so they wouldn't have to go out and buy fast food.
Mainly to the football team. I mean, just feeding us is really a great honor for us being able to play our games.
Just walk through this kitchen and see these kids' faces. See the way that they take pride in this kitchen. I mean, look how clean it is. Look how they're going in here like an anthill.
You guys want to start with your Caesar salads? You go through the ups and you go through the downs with them. They come here and they've talked about what they've done at home. They've talked about how their school day went, but they come here for a release.
We had a couple of days off, and they're getting ready for competition, and they wanted to be up here. And you just don't say, I'm sorry, that's not in my contract hours. You go, I'll be there at 8 o'clock. And I told this first group, you're the legacy. We're growing this, and that's what we want to see.
It's a great job out of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you know what? That story, just as they said, they may be the stepchild here in San Angelo. Just what that program is doing for their self-esteem. I mean, they looked you right in the eyes. They looked into that camera. They're proud of where they're from.
Oh,
this
absolutely.
has uplifted them far and beyond probably where they were from the start. So.
Yep. The thing I always hear about Lakeview is that they're a family, and that you know, even hearing from Logan's dad, just how strong they feel about their little community that they have out there, you know, and that besides that, they have 18 students now who are a part of this program for their first year, and these are the guinea pigs, you could say. So talking to Mr. and Mrs. Daniel, I mean, they're so excited to move forward with this, and just to see the progress that they have made already this year. They've gone to competition. I think they have a couple going to state now for cooking, and it's a lot of these people, or a lot of the students, want to move forward, like in college, and the next step they want to create their own little bakery. And you know, one of them wants to move to Austin. Delilah wants to move to Austin and create her own bakery. It's amazing what they're doing. So I'm really, really proud of them, and especially when I first met Mr. and Mrs. Daniels, I mean, I just knew, they caught my attention right away, and I was like, they're great people.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we speak for everybody else, and here at the station and in West Texas, we do applaud Mr. and Mrs. Daniels and these students for setting the bar. It's a really great program.
Absolutely.